format slightly different. We've got wrestlers coming out of the tunnel in the stairwell and then coming down through the crowd.
Yeah, we're in the end zone. We used to be closer to the 50-yard line, and you have one side of the stands in the Fargo Dome. It's a bit, I don't know how many people it seats, 20, 30,000, 40,000?
Yep, and on the mat right now from Alabama, we've got our first finalist. It's Cheyenne Simon from Huntsville.
Yeah, it's good to see Alabama get some guys in here. There's, you know, the power states that you'd see in the rankings, Pennsylvania, Illinois. But Fargo gives you a little flavor for some other states that we don't often see.
There on the screen, you see both wrestlers, Cheyenne Simon and Rocco Hayes. Hayes of Illinois, Orland Park, Illinois. He is going to try to get this title here. And Illinois, many junior freestyle titles of their history. Alabama, the history not quite as rich. In junior men's freestyle, there have only been 2 national titles. One of those was last year, Corey Land.
Corey Land representing Alabama. You have the Latonas, Sam Latona in college right now. You had Brandon Womack, All-American from Cornell. So Alabama does get some guys out there. It's just not as well known. The Deep South, not as well known for wrestling. Illinois, the Midwest, certainly known for their wrestling, and especially at Fargo, Illinois, no strangers to this final stage as we are kicking off our first match here in the end zone of the Fargo Dome 2023 Junior National Championships.
100 pounds underweight in the red. It's Cheyenne Simon of Alabama taking on Hayes, Rocco Hayes of Illinois, who's in the blue. And hard snaps here from Hayes. He's getting some good motion on these. He wants to go behind, but Simon clasping on to those elbows, and he was doing that a lot in the first in the first period of his semifinal match. There's a little leg attack from Hayes.
2 3-minute periods. 16U on the other mat, they operate under the U17 rule set, so they might go a little faster depending on what angle you see. You might catch some of that mat on your screen. We're 50 seconds down, and Hayes close to a score, but it gets stalemated, so they're going back to the center.
Very different body types between these two guys. Simon quite a bit taller. I don't know, 3 inches taller maybe.
He's got a little bit of height advantage for sure.
Hayes a little more compact. And just a verbal warning for passivity there. No shot clock yet. Simon trying to move forward with that collar tie on the left side. Ooh, nice drag attempt. Hayes almost got to the ankle, but now Simon dives down a leg. He's locked on the single leg, head underneath. Hard sprawl from Hayes. And Hayes going to try to score, but unable to do so. He does get a little bit of an advantage, though. The second passivity call against Simon, so he's on the clock.
Yep, if there are no scores in a freestyle match after about 90 seconds, it's, I don't know if it's a written rule, but it's automatic. Someone is going to go on the clock. Can't end a period with no scores in it. Now Simon has to score within 30 seconds or gives up a point. He's got 15 seconds to do it. Hayes, he can score, and that clock doesn't disappear, so he's got 2, and he can pick up that extra bonus point when the activity clock expires. 2-0 lead, looking for more with the gut wrench to the left, and he gets it. 4-0 to the other side. Can he pop his hips through? He does not, but that other point goes on, so 5-0 with a minute to go in the first.
Now a gut wrench on the other side, 2 more. It's 7-0. Hayes wants to end it right here, get that gut wrench, and that's the only position he might need, and it's now 9-0. Can he go one more time? He's got room on the edge and plenty of time, 45 seconds left. How much time will they give him to work?
The heads are not out of bounds. They have to be out of bounds for that call to be brought back to the center. Instead, it's just a regular stalemate. If you're not improving your position, we're going to go back to neutral.
Team Illinois puts a lot of emphasis in developing their young freestyle and Greco wrestlers, and a big part of that is parterre. If you're good in parterre, one takedown can end matches for you, and look at this, Simon trying to go behind to start chipping away at this lead, and there's a drag from Hayes. He's in on a single, gonna try to advance up, and Simon slowing him down. Simon pulling on that ankle. Stalemate, 14 seconds to go.
Yeah, you talk about difference makers in these matches, and you'll see it in parterre. If you have a dominant parterre game, if you can score on top, it can completely change the complexion of these matches. And it shows that as long as you're able to score points in the top in parterre, then something like riding time or whatever, that's not going to incentivize anybody more. You're still going to get action on top. It's just a matter of developing those skills.
At the break, 9-0. Hayes in the lead. Can Simon make an adjustment at the break? He needs to. And, you know, if you're Hayes, probably thinking about how do I end this match? How do I get out of danger and get that stop sign as quickly as possible?
Yeah, the longer Hayes allows this match to go, the greater the chances is that he can get caught in something, a pin, an upper body move, or himself trapped in, let's say, a leg lace, and that can be a match ender, or guts. We'll see if Simon can figure something out there. But he wants to end it. That's the incentive. That's what that low 10-point tech fall barrier does.
You got a chance to look there at the takedown and turns, and that takedown, it was Simon threatening kind of that cow catcher position. Simon didn't want to go over, didn't want to get turned to his back, and it allowed Hayes to get on top. Locked up that gut, made it happen. 9-0, he's in the lead.
Yeah, thanks for pointing out the highlights. We're going to try to bring some of those after every period.
There's some more blood to deal with, and at the break they had the doctor.
Here's a rule that will revolutionize both international and collegiate or scholastic, domestic and international rules, is just say blood time no longer matters.
Okay.
Like, you have blood, wipe it off, but turn it into a blood sport. I'm not saying they should. I'm just saying that would.
That would, yeah.
It would be so many less stoppages.
That's true.
And you wouldn't have to plug noses, wrap up heads. You just
let them bleed.
When you say it like that, maybe it's not going to happen in our lifetime.
Yeah, maybe not. Nice shot there from Simon, but can't keep hold of the ankle. Hayes, good baseline defense, nice down block sprawl, and then now Hayes working from out front. He snapped down here and threatened with that cow catcher earlier. This time Simon clears the position. Elbow control there for Hayes.
Both these wrestlers placed at their respective state state high school championships. We're in the national championship here. 100, not a high school sanctioned weight, I believe, in any state.
Nice drag.
But here in Fargo, opportunities broaden a little bit. It even goes below 100, a couple weight classes for 16U into 94 and 88. So unsurprising that these guys that can make 100 pounds and wrestle effectively weren't able to win a state title up a weight class, essentially at 106. But they still held their own and, in fact, medaled in their high school state championships.
Shot from Simon. Hayes catches it come in. We've seen him threaten from this position before, and Simon now trying to lock on that elbow. Does not want Hayes to get another point, and see if Hayes thinks about circling Simon towards the edge. Pretty much dead center at the moment, and it's still made it. Minute 38 to go.
So now Simon hopefully has that confidence going that he lasted, hasn't given up a point in the last 90 seconds or so. He can still make something happen. Hayes hasn't ended the match. He hasn't gone for that final strike to end things.
Simon taking him towards the edge. The tension, that's a hands to the face warning.
It's a verbal warning. The next one that gets called on him will be a point. And that would end the match, assuming there's no more scores from Simon. Oh, is that going to be, that was white paddled. That's a tough way to call. That's a tough call to make when it means the match is over. There's a minute and 10 to go, so let him finish it on the mat. I think both wrestlers would have preferred, or we're happy to see that white paddle.
Hayes celebrated for half a second and then realized, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Kept wrestling. There's that drag again.
Throw by attempt. Hayes not relaxing. He's wrestling hard. He's just not potentially exposing himself to a counterattack as Simon goes in on his own.
Yeah,
no
need to take unnecessary risks. And this is a guy that if you get caught underneath, seems like got some leverage and definitely some tools. He's here in the national finals.
A bit more conservative from neutral, but has been maintaining center. I don't believe has been warned for passivity or negative wrestling.
20 seconds left. There's that drag attempt. He's in on a shot. Can he finish? Simon shutting it down defensively, but it doesn't matter. Time's going to tick away, and it's going to be Rocco Hayes with the big stop sign, the Fargo title. There's the flex. He is fired up. Yep. Moment of relief and joy, and it's Rocco Hayes getting the win for Illinois. He becomes their 63rd junior men's freestyle champion.
Yeah, that's a testament to everybody in Illinois, all the state team leaders, and of course the athletes and coaches that put the work together. As we look at some highlights from Hayes' victory. On top, this is the differentiator. This is why you train parterre, those gut wrenches, and then after he built up that lead, there was nothing that Simon could do. There's the hand raise. He's got the stop sign.
Good stuff from Rocco Hayes. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back in just a few seconds.
The Fargo Dome, we're about to meet our next two finalists at 106 pounds. Walking to the mat, that's Hakan Peterson of Wisconsin. Team Wisconsin had a stupendous semifinals, sending, what is it, 6, David?
6 to the finals. They're still not in first place as a team because Pennsylvania just... The volume is
they're
what
winning by volume. They protected
winning.
their flanks, and they're winning by volume.
That's it. They have so many All-Americans. But Wisconsin, yeah, 6 finalists, the most by a couple. There are a couple finalists with 4, and there you see on your screen, we got Hakan Peterson from Wisconsin, Tyler Harper of Iowa. Harper currently ranked 17th in the country. Hakan Peterson just outside the rankings, but this guy is automatic in Fargo. It's, I believe, his 5th time in the finals. Looking for his 4th title. Peterson circles. Tyler Harper has big move potential. This is a guy who, after losing to Carter Pearson many times this year, pinned him at the Iowa State tournament. And so, very dangerous. Hakan Peterson, probably a little more fundamental, very difficult to score on.
Yeah, you have only one of these wrestlers ranked, but at the lower weights, guys are popping in and out. They're all right on the bubble, and things can change quickly, especially as guys move up weights. Not a lot of guys spend multiple years or a long time at 106. So if they're not ranked yet, wait till next year when a lot of those seniors come out and a lot of the guys move up weight classes. And I think you'd see Peterson along there with Harper, assuming they stay down at 106 themselves.
Peterson with that headgear that includes the forehead pad, and a lot of times you see a guy like that, you know he's probably a pretty good hand fighter. Nice little duck, and goes for a big move there, does Harper, and he's going to get the first takedown. Looking for more.
Excellent chain wrestling from Harper. Both guys trading attacks, but it was Harper that put together the winning the scoring combo. Takes an early lead here with 1:43 remaining in the first period.
I mentioned the big move potential of Harper. He got to that duck and tried to lock up a headlock, and Peterson knows that's not a place he wants to be. Kind of had to bail out. Now Harper leads 2-0. Hakan Peterson trains at Askren Wrestling Academy, but for years trained at Seabolt. He was driving hours to go to Seabolt's club in Iowa, and so he's familiar with Iowa guys. And there's a takedown for Peterson. He takes the lead on criteria, 2-2. Peterson now kind of testing the waters, seeing what a gut wrench feels like, seeing what a leg lace feels like on Harper, and maybe he learned something for later, but unable to get the turn this time.
Yeah, that was a clean finish, and a lot of times the speed and the cleanliness that you can finish the moves goes a long way. You can conserve some of that energy, get the points on the board, and then, yeah, you mess around in parterre a little bit, and then you go back to neutral, but you're not expending a ton of energy. Very efficient use of time. And taking the lead via criteria, although I have a feeling that those scores are going to change between now and the end of the match, assuming we go the full 6.
Yes. Hakan Peterson, a guy who's pretty good at making adjustments. And, you know, in his semifinal, there's a snap, hard snap again for Peterson. He's stringing them together, trying to find an opening on Harper. Peterson's semifinal was against Aiden Thomas. And there's a dump attempt. He's close to exposure, nothing yet. And now does that leg come in? Yeah, there's a takedown. 4-2, Håkan Peterson. Now with an outright lead, not just on criterion. He's going to look for a trapped arm as they go out of bounds. He's going to not be able to stay in bounds. There they go, 8 seconds left in the first period.
Yeah, had to work for that one, but he stayed on that leg, stayed through the position, determined to get that through to a score, and he did. And so 4-2, taking the lead outright, Håkan Peterson. And good score right before the break. So let's see some of those highlights from the first period. That's that scramble in the beginning.
Threatened with that headlock and got the takedown, and now here's Peterson. Great little throw by to the leg, chases down those hips and gets the takedown, and there's the dump attempt. Good job by Harper to avoid giving up 4, really. I mean, I see a lot of guys get put right to their back. Second period underway.
Yeah, Peterson had that tricep control, was down on that leg, and good fight just to keep it at 2, and that can be a big difference between a 2 and a 4. I mean, there's your incentive to go big. Those 4-point moves often determine the fate of a match.
Harper coming out with a lot of intensity, digging that underhook hard, and you know the official already had to warn him about that physicality. 25 seconds gone by in the second period.
Yeah, I like the pace both guys have set. Nobody sitting back on their heels. Nobody sprinting too early. I think we'll have a nice finish here if it stays close. A little duck attempt, but too far out in space. So Harper regains his balance back up to his feet. 2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining.
Peterson now has the ability to stay positional, pick his spots, and he's really good when he has that opportunity afforded to him. Hard snap attempt. Little throw by attempt for Peterson. That's what he used to get to the leg previously.
Peterson, a Wisconsin state champ this year. Harper finished second in 3A division of the Iowa State Championship. Everybody here in the Fargo finals has many credentials, including being a Fargo All-American, just by way of making this raised stage.
Big underhook attempt there by Harper, and Peterson's so good at clearing that out even before the guy gets it in.
So the scoring has slowed down a little bit, but these guys are battling hard. The hand fight has not stopped. Fakes, looking for an opening. They're wrestling hard. 1 minute remains. Harper just needs a 2-point score here to take the lead via criteria. Now we have a warning for passivity. I think that was kind of a, I want to set this up so if you're fleeing late, you've been warned. Can't say you haven't been warned.
Shot, Harper dives in on it, and Peterson stops it, does a good job circling to keep his back towards the center. Less danger, giving up a step out. Peterson, good job picking up his footwork, going fakes there, and they're gonna put him, nope, they are not.
I would be very surprised if this got, or that ever got confirmed. There's very little time, and Peterson, that was gonna be a costly error by Harper to get into a scramble that close to the mat and not be sure that you'd be able to circle back in. 5-2 now, a takedown's not gonna do it, so I was gonna say no need to panic yet, time to set up that final shot, but he's gonna need more than a 2-point score. And we get the knee going at a joint, can't pull it that way.
Yeah, that was a really big step out there on the edge. Peterson, close to going out himself, circled, got the one against Harper, and there's that second really hard club. And the second time we've seen the official talk to Harper about it, and this time it's a caution and 1. 6-2, Harper has big move potential. Can he get a 4-pointer in the end? It would be very difficult, but very clutch. And now Harper trying to dig that underhook. Peterson gonna try to stay in bounds. 1 offered and 1 confirmed on the step out. Also a caution in 1, so it's gonna be 6-4. Now a takedown would be enough.
Well,
is that, does he have 4, scores, does he only have 4 1-pointers?
Well, it's the all 2-point scores by Peterson, isn't it?
No, he has 2 1s. Time ran out. Harper was close to it. And there he is. Holds up a 4. That's his 4th stop sign already.
Wow.
That's a lot of stop signs. He's got a full 4-way stop at his house.
Racking them up. The freshman from Dodgeville High School, as we see some of the highlights. First score by Harper.
There's that throw by. Peterson gets to the hip, goes to work, and dump attempt. Didn't get the exposure right away, but did eventually get the takedown.
Right through there, kept the low leg, broke the grip. And look at that, you say 4, he's gonna be able to start wallpapering his house with these things.
Getting Bruce Baumgartner levels going, and we are gonna be an interesting clash of styles. We've got Chris Kaiser of Oklahoma coming to the mat. Big moment for him this year was the state finals. He wrestled Barrick Jordan, who you're gonna see in the 120-pound finals later. Kaiser was the underdog there, having lost to Barrick Jordan previously. He pulled the upset, got the state title, and here he is on the big stage in Fargo. And there's his opponent, Aaron Seidel, PIAA champ a couple of times, and one of Pennsylvania's finest. Pennsylvania, very, very good. And there they are on your screen. It's Chris Kaiser. It's Aaron Seidel. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, this is another one of the top matchups. So many of them, but number 11 versus number 7. So not at the very tippy top of the rankings, but you never know with guys coming out if it'll have implications for who's number 1 or how far up they go. Either way, big time matchup between these two kids in Oklahoma and Pennsylvania. Doesn't get more historical as far as states go. You throw Iowa in there, of course, but these are powerhouse states.
Good drag attempt there. Seidel gets the takedown.
These wrestlers are the fruits of the many generations of labor.
Aaron Seidel got a trapped arm. Can he make this happen? Chris Kaiser, very strong wrestler, but Seidel in a good position, and there's the turn. Kaiser almost able to catch Seidel on his back, even with his arm trapped. Just crazy to think about.
Yeah, some obvious strength there from Kaiser, but Seidel knows where to apply the pressure and get leverage, and a 4-point lead early in this bout puts Kaiser in a hole. Plenty of time to come back.
One of the things I've seen with Kaiser this tournament is his low stance makes it really hard for guys to get under him, but there's Seidel going around. He tried to swing to the outside, get to the leg, and now we're scrambling. We've got a seatbelt wizard position. Stalemate coming back to their feet.
Yeah, great athleticism on display in that scramble, and you see why they're state champs and why they're Fargo finalists as well.
Really nice attack there from Seidel. Swing around to the single, and now Kaiser digging the underhook. Seidel burying his head in the neck of Kaiser. That's gonna make it tough, and oh, there's a 4-pointer for Kaiser. He's trying to pin Aaron Seidel. He's got him in trouble. Fall offered and confirmed.
Yes, they are. That was stuck. Kaiser had both shoulder blades down with that whip over and wasn't letting up till he got the fall.
Chris Kaiser down by 4, goes big. 4-pointer, he settled in just long enough for the fall. That's all you need in freestyle, the touch fall. And there's Chris Kaiser in the hand raise. Yeah, fist pump, he is excited.
And we got the Oklahoma crowd right here in front. We got a awesome packed end zone of the Fargo Dome. Creating a nice atmosphere, real fun stuff. And Kaiser, the electric first fall of the junior finals.
He's putting that hat to the side. That's a little, this is how guys having fun out here.
Yeah, he's just going to show off a little swag there. He's got a lot of hair, so it's not going to sit that far down anyway. And there he is getting a stop sign.
Oh, Spey, 120 pounds. This is a weight class we've been talking about for weeks when we saw the names in here. And here you're going to see coming to the stage, Barrick Jordan, number 4 in the country. He already took out number 1 in the semifinals, and he is going to be wrestling Leo DeLuca, who you see coming down the stairs right now. DeLuca currently ranked 3rd in the country and already a Fargo champ. Whoever wins this match is going to get a golden ticket to who's number 1.
So there it is. It's on the line. Golden ticket on the line with this weight class as we look at these guys with their folded arms looking back at you on your screen. We knew 120 pounds was going to be the marquee weight class. You had it circled as we're about to begin, and so many stars in there, and 2 of the stars made it through that brutal bracket. Little shove from DeLuca, likes to start things off. And we had an electric bout before, and then we're going to one of our marquee matchups. Could be better.
Action underway in the red. Barrick Jordan of Oklahoma. He's taking on Leo DeLuca of New Jersey. And nice shot from DeLuca. He's in deep. Double leg switches to a single and now trying to run around and get the angle. Jordan pulling on those hamstrings, trying to get the angle. Now DeLuca cuts back the other way. Now head underneath. See if he tries to come out the back door. And now he elevates Jordan. And DeLuca trying to finish this takedown. Knee hit. That's 2. 2-0, and I don't know why the official's stopping this here.
Yeah, that was, can't hear sometimes, but back up to neutral quickly. Didn't like what he saw, but Lucas got those 2 points, and we'll see how Jordan responds.
His first response is to come back with a super hard hand fight. When you see him control this tricep, you know he's looking for his dump. That's his signature position, and he is really good there.
Yeah, battle of 2 of the best guys in the country. What impressed me with DeLuca in the earlier matches I saw was just how efficient he was with all his movements. Finished a lot of his attacks clean, beat number 15, Ethan Rivera. You know, DeLuca was the favorite, but the manner in which he went about getting the 10-0 tech was very impressive. Of course, Jordan, a very different animal. As he's taking ground in, looking for a step out. Nice little throw by for DeLuca to clear that exchange and get back to the center for a fresh start.
Little duck attempt there from DeLuca, and now he's looking for that ankle pick, wrestling from an underhook and a knee. Trying to make sure Jordan doesn't get underneath of him to get that dump. Stalemate. Minute 11 left. 2-0 lead for DeLuca. He looks to his corner, gets a little instruction. Got a good corner over there. Shot, DeLuca. Jordan, good down block. Hard tie from DeLuca. Jordan now looking for that dump again, grabbing that tricep. And you're gonna see Jordan in this position a lot throughout the match. Super effective here. A lot of times he'll try it many, many times in a match before he finally gets it to go, but when he does, a lot of times it's a fall.
Yeah, each time you do a move, another iteration, hopefully you're learning, setting up your next attack. What do you do a little bit different? Where you apply pressure a little bit differently?
DeLuca in a front head position, but it's gonna get stalemated. And Jordan gets up into his stance immediately. Super hard paced wrestler. Shot, Jordan, a little extended, but now improving his position, switches to the other leg, trying to come around and get an angle. DeLuca with the whizzer and locks in the shin, trying to defend. Jordan gonna try to bring this position up. And Jordan now, oh man, DeLuca dove almost under, and DeLuca catches that ankle. He had to take a risk to get himself in this position, but I think it's gonna pay off for him.
You don't see a lot of folk style leg passes in freestyle. You have to be extremely careful about how you go about reaching for those other legs. But DeLuca successfully did it, got himself a stalemate, or at least wrestled to the break.
Yeah, and you know, you see Jordan hustle back to the center every time. This guy wrestles a really hard pace, and Zohair Al-Arak, one of the coaches, and here's a replay of that takedown as DeLuca able to come out the back door and get to, and oh, I see, they didn't like that DeLuca dropped in the back of that knee.
But he was, yeah, I would say, argue that he's trying to drop that quad pod defense, which I'm sure he probably thought. But
anyway, Zohair Al-Arak, one of the coaches in Stillwater, he says Barrick Jordan, one of the hardest workers he's ever seen, and he's been around some really elite wrestlers.
Yep. DeLuca getting cornered by Coach Buxton. He is also going to be a junior at Blair, was a prep champ last year, and continuing that pipeline of incredible talent in New Jersey and all around that ends up in Blair and then does big things at national tournaments.
Throw by attempt there for DeLuca. Mentioned going to be a junior. Recruiting just starting for him. Not sure where he's going to go. Barrick Jordan, who takes a shot. Now DeLuca looking to go around behind. Jordan grabs, oh, man, really nice throw by.
And keeps the arm. Gets the gut to the left, gut to the right, back to the left. This is trouble for Jordan.
There it is. It's 10-0 on the board already, and he's going to get one more for good measure. Leo DeLuca going to win this match by tech. He is your Fargo champ, and it was a really tight match, very positional, contentious, and all of a sudden talked about it before. You get that parterre offense going, you can end it.
Yeah, that was the difference maker. It looks like it's officially 12-0 or 12. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. But regardless, it was a blanking, a shutout win, and very impressive. Taking out future Oklahoma State, going to be a freshman next year on campus.
He'll be a senior. He got one more year of high school. He'll be a senior next
Jordan
year.
is.
Yep.
Will
Jordan
be a
has one more
senior
year.
as well. The spotlight, as just about every seat in this end zone is filled. It goes all the way up. It's a very steep incline.
100,000 people here.
100,000?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
When you round up to the nearest 100,000, I think you nailed it.
That's true.
Oklahoma got one champ and then ended up as a runner-up, but they got another opportunity to get a champion.
Yeah, and you know, J.J. McComas is going to be Jax Forrest's opponent. Forrest now coming to the mat. He is a U17 world silver medalist. There's J.J. McComas Rogers coming down the stairs. McComas, a little bit of a surprise finalist, not to him or the Oklahoma team, but maybe to some other people. Took out Adrian Meza in the semifinals. He's been wrestling really well, and there you see him on your screen. Jax Forrest and J.J. McComas Rogers. Pennsylvania and Oklahoma, two of the really high-performing teams here, and the action's underway. In the red, Jax Forrest, Pennsylvania. In the blue, J.J. McComas Rogers, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Pennsylvania trying to get another champ to go. No, they don't have a champ yet.
No champs yet. Seidel had an opportunity. Kaiser stopped him in his tracks. So this is the second Pennsylvania versus Oklahoma matchup we've seen. Forrest wrestling from this front head position. Jax Forrest can wrestle in just about every position. He does some things that are unusual if you haven't felt him before.
Yeah, no surprise though, tradition-rich states are going to have lots of finalists. And how about McComas Rogers striking first? Gets the go behind, 2-0.
Great takedown, and McComas has been one of those guys that's been on the radar for a long, long time. He has so many tools, and the question has always been, is he going to put it together at the right time? And this would be it. He's up 2-0, and there's Forrest looking for the attack, controlling that elbow, and comes out of the position and going to take McComas Rogers to the edge, and McComas maybe with exposure to blue offered. Will it be confirmed? It is. It's 4-0. J.J. McComas looking great.
Yeah, not backing down from the number 15 pound-for-pound wrestler in the nation. That's Jax Forrest. I mean, he's got accolades. He's got collegiate-level wins, folk-style wins against current collegians. But McComas, you don't wrestle these matches on paper or in the stat sheets. You wrestle them out here on the big stage.
These guys have wrestled before. Jax Forrest, who thinks about his throw by there. Forrest beat McComas at Elite 8 duels. So a little bit of history, but McComas is on a different level right now than he has been maybe ever. And there's a shot attempt from Forrest. Tries to throw by, now close to getting around behind. McComas controls that elbow, and Forrest has to be careful.
Yeah, you see the spurts of energy from Forrest setting up a move, setting up a flurry. Both times so far, McComas has been able to score points off him, and this time he's going to be working for stalemate, but not that time. Great little finish at the end, flattening McComas, and then a quick spin behind to cut that lead in half.
Forrest has tools on top, not going to get to him here, but he's another one of those guys that can end a match once he gets on top.
Yeah, type of guy that lives, eats, sleeps, and breathes wrestling on a wrestling mat all the time, just absorbing so much knowledge and surrounds himself with great wrestling people. So you never know what you're going to see when he's on the mat.
Hard level change there for McComas, and 28 seconds left in this first period. Interesting, you see McComas looking for an underhook. Forrest kind of cupping his chin, strange position. Shot attempt, McComas. Forrest trying to grab that foot. Forrest, such long arms, allows him to get to the feet and ankles in positions that a lot of other guys can't. McComas controlling that elbow, and we're going to go to the break with, almost. Forrest thought, you know what, if I can catch him sleeping here at the end, I will.
Yeah, sneak one in, why not? Oh, great towel flaps, as you see there. McComas getting huge breeze just the benefit of dueling towels. As we look at a replay of the action on the mat, that's that first pass by to get in. And then on the edge, that's just crafty, smart wrestling by McComas. But right at the end there, you also saw Forrest get on the board. 4-2. A lot of action at the beginning of this, in the first period of this bout. I think Forrest, they really want this. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this will be his first stop sign.
Yes, this would.
And he was runner-up at the U20 and U17 World Team Trials this year.
McComas, oh man, put some pressure on there. Now Forrest, seatbelt wizard position, and Forrest goes to the head, puts the leg in, and one red offered, one red confirmed. So 4-3, Forrest inches closer.
Yeah, Forrest absolutely coming out like a banshee to start that flurry, and it paid off with the step out. Almost got more, but both heads were out. McComas' head was outside the cylinder, outside the circle. And that's how you determine whether they're in bounds or not.
And you're right, Spade. This would be Forrest's first stop sign shot. McComas, Forrest goes to the body. Will he try to go big? Forrest drops down to that ankle. And now putting a lot of pressure on the shoulder, slips the arm. McComas, good adjustment, but Forrest cuts back to the way, super close to the takedown, now gets it. 5-4, Forrest takes the lead. 2 minutes left in the match.
Excellent progression from Forrest, going from one move, looking for a finish. Every time he got stymied, he had something else in his pocket to pull out to try to frustrate McComas, and eventually it paid off with a takedown and taking the lead here with under 2 minutes to go in the match.
Forrest did place in Fargo a couple years ago, I think maybe 5th. Last year, he wasn't here because he was on the U17 World Team and was busy bringing hardware home from World Championships. He was a silver medalist. Minute 35 left to go in the match. Collar tie McComas.
McComas will also be a senior at Stillwater High School, like Barrett Jordan. So saw 2 teammates, at least so far on this big stage. McComas going to try to get that stop sign that eluded Jordan. But always good to see a state like Oklahoma churn out talent. It's rich in history, and it's a unique state with a unique wrestling history as well.
Of course, Jax Forrest wrestling for Team Pennsylvania. Lots of wrestling history there. He's a North Carolina native, but has been in Pennsylvania the last couple of years.
Yeah, rising sophomore at Bishop McCourt High School.
Little flurry here, and Forrest decides to play it a little bit more conservative than he sometimes does. Over under position, McComas pushing right now. Forrest grounded, and they'll stalemate that. 31 seconds to go. Any point would do it for McComas.
Yeah, this is extremely tight. Forrest cannot relax. McComas, no need to panic, but he's down to the final 20 seconds now.
Double leg attempt now coming forward with that over under. Forrest takes a look at the edge, checking his position.
Forrest already in parterre, so he knows he can't just push him out. 5 seconds.
McComas looks for a head pinch. Forrest gonna come around behind, get the match-winning takedown. 7-4, not match-winning. He already had the lead, but the
icing on
the insurance.
Yeah, cherry on top. That one made sure that, well, it was over. So 7-4.
Jax Forrest gets his hand raised. Good victory for him. He's gonna get the stop sign. You mentioned he wanted that U17 World Team spot, wanted the U20 World Team spot. He's going to get a Fargo stop sign, which is a pretty darn good prize itself.
Absolutely. Frustrated in the spring, but the summer, that's when Forrest is getting it done. At least this year, he's got a long...
Coming at us, Cale Peterson coming down the stairs. He's going to be a Hawkeye next year, but one last high school match remaining. Before that, he's had a fun tournament, and he likes to bring the intensity, bring the pace, and he's not afraid of a little drama sometimes, too, on the mat.
Yeah, Cardiac Cale for making all of his supporters, everybody in Iowa, sweat a little bit, but it's made for an entertaining run to the finals. And his opponent, also highly credentialed. This is a top 10 matchup. Peterson comes in at 10, having taken out a couple top-ranked guys, and Larkin at number 8.
Larkin and Peterson on the mat. It's Kyler Larkin in the blue and Cale Peterson in the red.
Yeah, they've already switched places from what this little graphic bug said there.
Now here we go. Kyler Larkin is one of the more technical wrestlers that exists in high school wrestling. You'll see him work through positions, and it's incredible. You can see his mind working like a computer.
And the first passivity warning on Peterson. That's perfunctory. That doesn't mean anybody's stalling. It's a different system than in folk style. It just means there's no scores, and sometimes you need an activity clock to generate more scoring activity. Duck under attempt doesn't land, and Larkin, opportunistic, takes advantage of Peterson's aggressiveness, counters at the edge of the mat, picks up two. It's an early lead about 1 minute into this bout.
Yeah, really nice there. Peterson, a lot of power trying to drive Larkin out of bounds, but it was Larkin. Misdirection, got him to go. And now Larkin looking for a step out. Peterson stays in bounds.
Row by from Larkin. Peterson tight walk, tight rope walk in the edge. And there's the step out. Larkin jogs back to the center. Peterson, pace has never been an issue for him, but Larkin is relentless and has been keeping the pressure on halfway through this first period.
Yeah, you mentioned pace, never been an issue for Peterson. You cannot let down at any point in the match, because Cale Peterson, if he has an opening, he'll take advantage.
Yeah, he's already come from behind a few times. A couple nail biters against highly ranked wrestlers, so no fear in that young man. A graduate of Greene County High School in Iowa, soon to be an Iowa Hawkeye. Larkin, sophomore at Valiant Prep out in Arizona. They're developing quite a program.
Really hard lock here on the head for Peterson, and they're going to get stalemated. The more Peterson can make Larkin carry his weight on his neck and head, the better for opening things up later in the match.
Yeah, you got to try to figure out where you're going to get an advantage in this match. Larkin has been just a little step ahead, has had the advantage, so you got to have to create opportunities for yourself when they're not arriving with plan A.
30 seconds left, first period. Cale Peterson was in a crazy semifinal. I believe you called that one.
Yes, I'm gonna have to jog my memories. We've been.
Yeah, that was the Dalton Perry.
Dalton Perry,
matchup.
yes, Iowa versus Pennsylvania, and Perry just an absolute stud. But it took some last-minute scores by Peterson. That had the corners going wild.
So yeah, you can't count this kid out ever. He's gonna regroup. TJ Seabolt and Ryan Morningstar in the corner. It's all Larkins in the corner over here.
Yeah.
When your dad is an NCAA champ and a Hodge Trophy winner, you let him be in your corner.
Yeah, Larkin's great wrestling family, keeping the tradition going. And also part of Valiant Prep, that high school I'd mentioned earlier, where Larkin's going to be a junior next year. There's quite a few Valiant Prep grads that you'll see in college now, and I imagine in the future Larkin being one of them.
Throw by attempt there for Larkin. Peterson now posting on that shoulder. Larkin kind of bit on a drag attempt of the Peterson post. Wasn't able to get it, but trying to react, and now wrist fight on the left side for Larkin. Throw by attempt for Peterson, and now hard snap attempts. Peterson, oh man, good reaction there from Larkin. Re-attack, gets in deep on the leg. Peterson locked through the crotch, gonna look for an exposure. Larkin sinking those hips so he doesn't get turned and avoids danger. Back to the feet, still 3-0 Larkin.
Yeah, Yeah, so Larkin 3-0, definitely not insurmountable. In the quarterfinals, it was Peterson over Matthew Patello, got to call that one too. And it was 5 points in the final 15 seconds that Peterson needed. He got forward late in the second and then lost the challenge, so that put him in a huge hole. Came back to win that. And then Perry, as we mentioned, it was another 5 points to come back. He won 9-6 ultimately against the very tough Dalton Perry of Pennsylvania. Does he have any more magic tricks left in his hat? He's got time. Needs more than a takedown, though. 2 and a 1 will do it. He's also got to keep Larkin from scoring again.
Nice sequence there, little throw by. And now into a leg, best attack he's had so far. Split defense from Larkin. Peterson trying to advance up this position. He's around behind. Now Larkin, good job, spins around, locks in the crotch, now locks on the near leg, and
nice,
there's an exposure.
Scramble. That was expert defense and scrambling from Larkin. That high wrestling IQ. He's gonna get another one.
Larkin is really good in this position. I saw him earn a tech in the semifinals, and a lot of it was working into that position. And now 7-0, Larkin trying to get this lace. If he does, he may just end this.
Trying to pop the hips. Good defense from Peterson. Made himself heavy there, but talk about blowing the match wide open. It was 3-0. Peterson in on a leg. You're thinking, okay, if he can get a score here, he's got time to get this done. And then Larkin says, I'm going to do a crotch lift, not once, but twice, and extend that lead. 7-0, 35 seconds remain. Peterson now has to go super hard, figure something out. Larkin, he needs to play defense.
25 seconds left to go in the match. Not much time for Peterson to work. He's got to get to takedown to turn or look for a fall. Shot, Peterson, he's in deep, but this is where Larkin's good. He's right in his wheelhouse.
Yeah, you have to be way up on that leg before you feel comfortable against a guy like Larkin. 5 seconds, so Larkin can give up 1, 2, even 4.
Oh,
and
wow.
That was an exclamation point at the end. Peterson desperate to make something happen. Larkin shucks him off, gets the extra step out point. Peterson a warrior, but right now the moment belongs to Kyler Larkin with a stop sign and the hat.
He's getting that hat and the stop sign. I still don't know what those hats are about, but he's getting it.
You got to zoom in or something, but maybe we'll see some highlights.
And there's Ryder Block. He's on your screen. He is looking for his second straight Fargo stop sign for Iowa before he heads off to the University of Iowa. And he's taking on Daniel Zepeda, who you're going to see in just a moment. Zepeda of California, a very exciting young 138-pounder. He has had a really fun tournament.
His semifinal was tremendous. I had the pleasure of calling that against the very strong, very tough Omar Ayab of Ohio. Ayab had a 4-pointer in the first period that Zepeda had to battle back against, and that is how he made the finals. And now he's got another tough challenge ahead of him in Ryder Block.
In the red, it's Ryder Block of Iowa. In the blue, Daniel Zepeda, California. Zepeda so clutch in that semifinal. Ryder Block had to get pretty clutch in his quarterfinal, and there's a shot by Block. He gets a double leg low level in it.
Center of the mat. He's a lot of room to work.
Leg lace once, twice. It's 6-0, and 3 times. 8-0 lead for Ryder Block right away, and Zepeda collecting himself on the edge.
Wow, so a lot of work to do for Zepeda. Block number 6 in the nation at 145. Zepeda ranked 10th at 138. So you see a little bit of a size advantage for Block as well. 3-day tournament, they weighed in twice before round 1 and then before day 3.
Zepeda getting to work. He locks on a single. Can he finish this? Block thinking about exposure. They're gonna whistle that dead. Ryder Block, if he was still at 138, he'd be ranked number 1. But was up at 145 for junior duels, and that weight's super deep. Hard collar tie there by Block. One thing we know about Zepeda, he's not gonna give up, but Block can finish this.
Well, that parterre offense, it's a theme that we've touched on several times. As Block goes in to try to finish this down on 2 legs. He's got him, and there is the takedown. Cepeda goes down 10-0, and Ryder Block about as efficient as you could be. Takedown and 3 turns, and then another takedown. First period, tech ball.
2 stop signs for Ryder Block. Gonna fist bump an official, and then, you know what? He's gonna get a hat that's about something we don't know about, and a stop sign.
Yeah, we'll learn about this hat eventually, I'm sure. And we're gonna check out some of these moves. It was all block.
145-pound action coming to the mat. Cannon Webster of Illinois, he was a runner-up on this stage last year in freestyle, and then turned around and got the win in Greco. He will try to get another big stop sign. He gives a high five to Brian Medlin over there. His opponent, Cross Wasilewski of New Jersey, coming down the stairs. And he is ready to go. Slabs hands with Ernie Monaco.
Yeah, these, something I noticed here, we're almost halfway through these finals. Of course, everything flies by so fast. 7 different states have won 7 of the first 7 weight classes.
Okay.
So spreading out the stop signs as we find out if New Jersey will get their 2nd title or if Illinois will get their 2nd title of these junior championships.
Hard tie there for Webster. Webster, a graduate. He's headed to Illinois in the fall. Cannon Webster. In the red, it's Cross Wasilewski in the blue.
Wasilewski heading to UPenn. He is also a graduate. And if I may, the Illinois singlets, I'd like to shout out whoever designed those, the block I for Illinois in what I believe is called tessellation, when you have the repeating tiles. So I looked that word up yesterday, and I've dropped it now in the semifinals and now the finals.
Tessellation, no breathing. And there is a passivity call against Wasilewski, just the first one, no shot clock yet. Cannon Webster has been pretty tactical. He's had some low scoring matches in the quarters and semis, but he is capable of opening up and scoring a lot of points. Cannon Webster actually with a win over All-American Jesse Mendez this year at the US Open.
And another passivity warning on Wasilewski, or is that his first? Nope,
That's
there
the
goes.
second.
Yeah.
Yep, he's going on the clock.
So a little earlier than usual on a 0-0 bout, but I prefer to get them out of the way. Webster's been in some low-scoring bouts. I mean, he's got some techs, but it was 2-1 in the semis for him, 4-2 in the quarters, and 5-0 in the round of 16. So for a guy ranked number 2, I'm sure he wanted to do open up a little bit more, but he'll take the wins as he gets the first point off the activity clock.
Yeah, he actually needed a last-second step out in the quarterfinals last night, and then ended up getting an extra point for a failed challenge. But yeah, not his normal, wide open scoring approach, but still getting the wins. And now he's got this headlock, and he's got plenty of Greco experience. And on the edge, grounded is the call.
Very borderline grounding. I mean, we're not going to get into the whole editorial conversation of what should be grounding and what that rule should be, but
we'll leave that to the editorializers.
Yeah, technically Wasilewski did have a knee down, so I get it.
30 seconds left in the period, and Wasilewski trying to drive forward with an underhook. Now, first passivity call against Webster. They're setting themselves up to be able to
call it the other way in the second period.
Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing in the rule book that says it has to go that way, but it's how it goes.
Wasilewski in deep. He's going to get a takedown.
Hey, Wasilewski comes out on top, and he takes the lead.
2-1, and Wasilewski with a leg in on the edge. Gut wrench now. And they're out of bounds. 2 seconds left. They'll get a restart and then head to their corners.
I don't mean to jump the gun at all here, but on paper, this may be the biggest disparity between rankings. Wasilewski not in the rankings, Webster number 2.
in Cannon Webster's corner, you see Brian Medlin and Zane Richards. Zane Richards flew directly from Budapest to Fargo.
Yeah, ranking series tournament, brought home a medal, I think bronze. You know, more importantly, made the senior world team over Thomas Gilman, a former world champ and Olympic medalist. So that just shows what Medlin's doing with the Illinois RTC, developing talent deep in their senior career. And now Richards has a chance to go not only medal for himself and for the country, but qualify the weight for the Olympics in Paris.
Spey, you're a traveling connoisseur. Do you think that flight from Budapest to Fargo was direct?
You know, it's a good question. An airline would have to be taking a chance on the amount of demand there would be of Hungarians and North Dakotans.
Wasilewski attacks again, now to a body lock near the edge, and he's going to get a point. It's 3-1, Wasilewski leading, and he gives a little nod and a look over to the corner with Buxton and Monaco, and he's feeling confident right now. Cannon Webster can still take the lead on criteria with any takedown.
Yeah, that 1 point was pretty big, though, to give him a little breathing space, but Webster just taking ground.
Grounded again, and one offered, and White paddled. I mean, this is similar to the one position we saw earlier, where he was just barely grounded, if he was grounded, and
yeah,
they're being consistent so far.
It's playing with fire, but Wasilewski seems to be okay with taking that risk. Now he drops down on a single leg, and no doubt about that step out. Webster hopping out of bounds makes it 4-1.
Wasilewski having an incredible tournament, trying to cap it off with a victory.
Webster, very good snapping down, getting that front head position, and using the leverage that his extra height and length give him. But now he's finally coming up, and maybe a little frustration from Webster not being able to get those step outs earlier. Wanted to be extra sure that that one counted. So 4-2. 2-point lead.
Webster now in position to take the lead with a takedown, but I don't believe he's had a takedown in either his quarterfinal match or his semifinal match. Hard snap near the edge, and that looked like Wasilewski's foot went out.
Yeah, we'll see if there'll be a challenge.
Caution in one is the call.
And confirmed.
So 4-3, and that caution could be important later in the match. It should be a parterre restart.
If they're grounded. Yeah, and the head official, I believe on the review, at the review table, just reminded everyone, if you're in parterre and you have to do a restart because of a caution, you go back in the parterre position, and you give up the caution point, you go underneath.
Webster high gut. He's got good Greco coaching, good parterre instruction, and he's trying to get this gut tight. Can he get it to go? So far, not much movement, and Wasilewski defends. Gonna come back now to their feet with 1:16 left. Webster needs at least 2 points.
Webster crowding that restart. Wasilewski a little slow to get back up. We'll see if stamina comes into play. If Webster's got more in the tank, he might be able to take this with just step outs or the intensity. Wasilewski holding his ground, 1 minute to go.
Collar tie. Webster now looking for that snap. Wasilewski shoots, but not a great shot. Webster coming forward, and maybe a little blood on Webster's face. They may stop this if they see it, but Webster using his pace now close. Gonna look for a takedown, gonna get 2 on the edge, 2 offered and confirmed. It's 5-4. Cannon Webster has come from behind with 41 seconds left.
That was a great sequence. That is what Webster needed. That's why he is the champ that he is. He hasn't won anything in this match yet, but he kept applying pressure when he needed to. He had the stamina to force Wasilewski out of position and then capitalized. He holds the lead with 30 seconds to go.
Another shot from Wasilewski. Good defense from Webster, and he's looking for a drag go behind. He's behind, no takedown yet. Now he drops Wasilewski to the mat. 25 seconds left. It's 7-4. Webster trying to lock that gut. We'll see if he can get this to go.
Yeah, great finish. Quad pod defense, kicks out the heels. Saw that he was not in a great state for balance, and 2 more to make it 7-4, and things are looking bleak for Wasilewski. Had that lead deep in the match, but Webster never panicked, and he is looking like he's going to cruise to victory as Wasilewski tries to shoot, but Webster too strong right now.
Wasilewski, great opening period of the match, but it's Cannon Webster in the end, bringing home his first freestyle stop sign and his second in consecutive years. Holds up that #1, and Les Ginka.
Hey, yeah, that's Zane Richards, a tribute to what Richards did after he won. They go to Dagestan, they go to southern Russia a lot, and that's the traditional dance of that part of Russia. Here, his sister, Jacqueline Bouzakis, is going to enter the Greco, 88 pounds. She apparently refused to not enter after not winning a stop sign in the girls bracket.
And she was extremely close to winning a stop sign, by the way. She was in the final super close match with Morgan Turner, who's on the U17 world team, and her brother Vince on the mat, and here comes Grigor Chalakian of California.
Yeah, had to shout out the Bouzakis family for their love of wrestling. It's great. We get to enjoy guys like Vince on the mat. Nick is at Ohio State, and now Vince is taking on Grigor Chalakian. Chalakian in the blue, representing California, and the aforementioned Bouzakis in the red, representing Pennsylvania.
Shot, Chalakian gets locked on the leg and trying to advance up there, but close whizzer. Bouzakis, nice job, creates space, kicks out. Now on the edge, Chalakian look for an arm spin. Bouzakis trying to get a takedown. Knee hits. It's 2-0, Vince Bouzakis. And a lot different than his quarterfinal match that I called last night. That was very calculated. He ended up winning it late, but a lot of passivity calls, that kind of thing. This one, already a takedown in the opening 35 seconds of the match.
Yeah, this is another matchup of ranked wrestlers. No surprise here at Fargo. Bouzakis ranked 6th in the nation at 152. Chalakian was down at 145. He got a number 16 ranking, so he'll probably be 152 going forward. That's something rankers like yourself, David, have to contend with. This guy's changing weights. Makes things, adds a big wrinkle. Certainly a lot more weight changing in high school than you see in college.
Absolutely, and Chalakian headed to Stanford. He's got one more year of high school, but a Stanford commit. Bouzakis already took one out in the quarterfinals in Zach Hansen. So Stanford fans maybe not loving Bouzakis right now. They'd love for Chalakian to get one back for the Cardinal.
Yeah, Chalakian did look pretty impressive in the semis, beat Colin Guy of Pennsylvania. And before that, blanked Claudio Torres, 13-0. He has what I would call a freestyle natural, or he's a natural in freestyle. That seems to be his most natural style, whereas he's not folk style wrestling coming to freestyle. It's a freestyler that goes to folk style in the fall.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. A lot of his best results in freestyle, and picking up his hand fight a little bit there momentarily. 70 seconds left in this first period. Saw Chalakian already in on a very deep attack. See if he goes back to that single leg. Over-under position. Now just an underhook for Bouzakis. Chalakian clears it, and they're going to put him on the activity clock, Chalakian. He'll have 30 seconds to score or give up a point.
Yeah, not common, but definitely a thing if you're, if there have been points in the first period, but one guy is not generating action, could be cut on the clock, and that's exactly what they do it for.
Oh, 2 was offered, and then it was white paddled. Through the flurry, Bouzakis kept wrestling, big 4-pointer, and it's 6-0. Here comes a challenge cue.
So this is Ruben Valencia in the corner with Monster Garage, where Chalakian trains in Southern California. I assume they're going to want 2. That 2 confirmed. That was offered by the whistle.
Yes, there was a 2 offered on the mat. Then it was white paddled. So yeah, we're gonna show this replay. Let's see, Spay, if we think it was 2 or not. Let's see this attack.
And on the mat is one of the most experienced refs that the U.S. has, Danny Blackshear. He calls internationally,
Kick
world
out.
championship levels.
2 was offered. The knee looked like it did hit momentarily, and then Buzakis advanced up and got 4. Now, interesting, if they do give the 2, it'll be 6-2. All right, pretty straightforward. If they don't give the 2, it'll be 7-0. Chalakian will still be on the clock, and then it could be 8-0. That would,
yeah, and they lose the challenge brick. So a bit of a risk.
It's going to pay off, though. It looks like they're bringing the brick back to the corner. It's going to be 6-2.
Yeah.
And Danny Blackshear, you mentioned, very experienced official. He saw that takedown. All he needed was a split second, saw it, awarded it, and upon further review, he was right.
Yeah. 6-2. Armchair refereeing, much easier to do than when you're also on the race stage in the spotlight and you have to make split-second decisions. That's why they have 3-man or 3-person referee mechanics. And they got that one right on review, so good challenge, good review. And now we get more wrestling, 6-2 with 10 seconds left to go in the first. No matter what happened, that exchange, whether there was going to be a score there from Chalakian or not, the way Buzakis kept fighting for the position, didn't concede anything, and then immediately attacked to get that 4-point double. Impressive stuff.
Chalakian cornered by Jordan Humphreys and Ruben Valencia, Monster Garage. Buzakis cornered by Coach Headley of Pitt and also Cornell Robinson. And there's another look at the takedown on the edge that Buzakis got initially.
Yeah, Drew Headley here with Luke Pletcher. We've seen them out and about. We've seen them here in the Fargo Dome. College coaches are all over the place. It's a who's who at every level of wrestling. I think 6/7 of the 2008 Olympic team men's freestyle are here.
Back to action, 6-2. Mentioned Cornell Robinson in the corner for Buzakis. He spent his freshman year, and something's wrong with a finger. Maybe it's dislocated. We're going to take a look at that. Cornell Robinson, head coach at Wyoming Seminary. That's where Vince Buzakis spent his freshman year. Then his sophomore year, he was a PIAA champ at Notre Dame Green Pond. Now going back to Wyoming Sem. So
that's the beauty of Pennsylvania and the Northeast like that, is you don't have to go far to find another world-class high school program where you can go to tournaments all over the nation. And we'll take another look. Is this going to be? It's in the second, and I wasn't looking at the hand that got hurt, but it looks like a left hand.
Yeah, maybe a thumb.
I think this is going to be a one. He's going to get some tape, and he's going to need a lot of ice later, but there's no way he's not finishing this match.
Vince Buzakis was on this stage last year, fell short to PJ Duke, and now looking to come back, get the big stop sign. They give you a smaller octagon if you lose, but a lot of people, they don't even want to call that a stop sign unless you get the big one.
Yeah, I've heard them called coasters before.
Okay.
Both are octagonal, as you mentioned. But yeah, you want the big guy. You want the dinner plate.
Shot, Chalakian. Buzakis driving forward, and he's, out of bounds. There's a step out, 7-2. Buzakis leads. He has created some great flurries off of Chalakian's attacks.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. I didn't get to see a lot of Vince earlier in this tournament. Called 2 of Grigor's matches. But I'll tell you, this is the most energy, the most high level of intensity that I've seen from Buzakis.
And you know, he really wants this big stop sign. It's been a good year for him, but one where he's been second a lot. He was second in Fargo last year to PJ Duke, second in Super 32 to PJ Duke, second in the U17 trials to Ladarian Lockett, and now with a chance to take home the big prize at a major tournament.
That can be a big motivating factor when you're that close to the top of the podium.
Chalakian going to have to try to find an answer for Buzakis, and Buzakis signaling to the official he didn't like hands in the face, and now Chalakian hard snap into an over-under position, but Buzakis catching that underhook hand. Chalakian drives him to the edge. Buzakis trying to circle in.
Good mat awareness from Buzakis. It's hard to know when you're pushing like that how close you can come to not stepping out, and he did it perfectly.
Passivity warning against Buzakis, or that may have been an intention actually. Nice shot from Chalakian. I think he hit his nose on Bouzakis' shoe.
Is there blood from there, or is he just in a lot of pain? Tough to see.
I think he said I broke my nose.
Yeah. Yeah, full contact match from these guys. You got a taped up thumb, and now Chalakian took one right on the nose.
And now we got a bloody nose.
And now we got a busted schnoz. Chalakian scored a lot from counters in his matches, and that's why I would say, you know, the freestyle technique is a little more natural to him, in that if you are comfortable in those counters where you can get the lifts and the chest locks and wraps and throws, you can do a lot of damage. Now he needs to create the offense because he's down by 5 with 64 seconds remaining.
He's also a guy with good parterre offense, so if he can get on top, that may be all he needs. Minute to go. He's got to find his way on top before he can even try out the parterre, and there's a shot attempt. Bouzakis down blocks and stops it.
Yeah, and you know Bouzakis has great fundamentals, so he's going to try to stay in the center and fight down block. Although Chalakian trying to get at least one here. Oh, he slips off on the head pinch attempt. Grounded, and 2 was offered for Vince as Chalakian slipped off the head.
We got more blood.
Now we got more blood. That does look pretty gnarly on Chalakian's face. And a little bit more cleanup to do.
Yeah, grounded, and they want somebody to clean up this sweat. Maybe a little blood here too, but
now he's got plugs in both noses. That's not fun to break your nose like that. Assuming it's broken, even if it's just very badly bruised.
If it's hurt enough to, feel like it's broken, yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Back to action. 35 seconds left in the match. Chalakian looks for a high crotch. Bouzakis, head, hands, defense.
Bouzakis giving enough ground, and then great job circling there. Gets another point. Chalakian knows he's got his work cut out for him. 25 seconds remaining.
Oh, now a head pinch attempt for Chalakian. If he can get this to go a few times, it might be just what he needs. 15 seconds to go. Bouzakis is so good at using the pressure of Chalakian, whether it's from his attacks or from his pushing to try to go out of bounds. And
yeah, but looks like it's going to be Bouzakis using some counter wrestling of his own. When Chalakian got the takedown that needed to be confirmed on review, it was Bouzakis that then countered with the big 4, and that was going to be enough to do it.
Vince Bouzakis smiles. He's going to get his hand raised. Big tournament for him. Really nice performance and a win over Grigor Chalakian. He is fired up. He's going to get a stop sign and a hat. Team PA bringing home the title here.
2 champs for Team PA.
To his name. And there you see Braden Scholes coming to the mat for Wisconsin. We are getting into the heart of the Wisconsin order here pretty soon. We already saw Håkan Peterson win a title, but Wisconsin 6 finalists, and between 160 and heavyweight, there are 6 weight classes. They have 5 finalists.
That's pretty good. You can make a pretty good team with that kind of firepower.
And now you see Braden Scholes and William Hinkle on your screen. Will Hinkle, the higher ranked 160 pounder between these two. These two were actually both in the same bracket at the U20 World Team Trials. Hinkle was a runner-up in that tournament. Scholes finished 8th.
Action underway. That's Scholes representing Wisconsin in the red, and in the New Jersey singlet in the blue is William Hinkle. Originally from Connecticut, but wrestles at Blair and is part of Team New Jersey.
Hinkle sitting at number 2 in the rankings. Scholes number 4. Top 5 matchup. No surprise in Fargo to see those. Braden Scholes, I believe 3rd place finisher last year, and a little shot attempt. This would be a big win for him.
Yeah, tons of credentials from both these guys. No surprise as they're both in the top 5.
Hinkle shoves Scholes for some distance. And I've seen that with Leo DeLuca too. I wonder if that's something that New Jersey camp, they said, if that guy's too close.
Yeah, you're too close, man. Back off.
You just post him off and move him. And
the
officials
style.
Don't warn him or tell him to not do it.
It's it's that gray area where you're supposed to line up in the center. Sometimes you crowd. Sometimes there's some pushes. You see it internationally. Some Russian guys may get back after and start resting a little too early.
Shot there from Hinkle, but he is going to get warned for passivity. Just the first one. No clock yet. Minute 46 left in the first. Scholes from Kewaskum High School in Wisconsin. He's got the K on the back of his shoes. Some customs.
Some custom shoes from Kewaskum. I'm glad you said that first because I didn't want to try to pronounce that.
Well, you and I have now reached consensus that that's how you pronounce it.
I followed your lead, David, but we'll go with it. Southbury, Connecticut. That's a little easier for Hinkle.
Throw by attempt there from Hinkle. He's going to go on the clock first. Will Hinkle just finishing his sophomore year at Blair. Recruiting has begun now for him.
Yeah, he's going to be very highly sought after. Great pedigree coming from Blair, one of the top high schools as far as collegiate talent. Have to be an interesting project to figure out which high school has produced the most D1 wrestlers.
Shot Scholes, he's in deep, gets to a lock and gets the takedown. He goes up 2-0, and I believe there should be a third point going on the board for that activity clock, and there it is, 3-0.
Yeah.
31 seconds left, and Scholes already with a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, you no longer have to wait for the point to go on the board. That was the rule for a while. If your opponent is on the clock and you score, it used to be the clock went away. Now that clock keeps running. You can score all you want. You can still get that extra point, which Scholes did.
Mentioned Hinkle on there. Hinkle in on a shot, elevates that single leg, 15 seconds to finish, plenty of time. Towards the edge. Can Hinkle finish? And Scholes not able to avoid giving up the takedown. Hinkle, nice job going one way then the other for the finish. It's 3-2, 2 seconds left of the period.
Yeah, it took him a bit to finish, but textbook running of the pike brought Scholes down onto the side of the body where he didn't have support, where the leg was up in the air. Nice finish. And we got a break.
Hinkle with a Blair corner, and here's a look at these highlights from the first period. Really nice entry on that single leg by Scholes.
So smooth.
Got to the body, and Hinkle had to belly down, otherwise, maybe give 4, and there's that finish from Hinkle. Hinkle, I mentioned, just finished his sophomore year, recruiting season underway. Braden Scholes graduated and now headed to Illinois. We saw Cannon Webster, who will be a freshman at Illinois, get his stop sign a couple matches ago. Now Scholes trying to add a title for the incoming class of the Illini.
Yeah, Coach Poeta doing big things in Illinois. Rejuvenated a lot of energy and enthusiasm in Champaign, and excited to see what they can do with the Big Ten.
Shot Hinkle, he's in deep, similar to the other single leg. This is what he did last time. He took him to the edge and then was able to finish. Even if he only gets the step out here, he's gonna get a point that will give him the lead on criteria. 3-3.
Evenly matched battles so far. Hinkle off the whistle, Scholes on the counter, and just a belly out in time. That was impressive by Hinkle, but Scholes now retakes the lead, 5-3, and they're out of bounds. I don't know how they haven't called that yet. There they go.
You gotta wonder if we gotta wonder how big this belly down will be for Hinkle. And here we go, action underway again, 2:16.
Yeah, sometimes it's those little things that turn back to the center as Scholes had him up and flailing in the air. 2-point score will give Hinkle the lead via criteria. We've got 2 minutes to go, though.
One of the big things about that sequence for Scholes is that he was able to score off of Hinkle's attack, and it may slow down Hinkle's pace of attacks if he knows that Scholes can counter that way.
Yeah, all the little pieces of information adding up, trying to figure out what the next move will be.
Scholes pummeling in with that underhook. Looked for the high crotch, didn't get it, and now has Hinkle on the edge, gonna try to get a go behind. And there's the 2.
Yeah, that was constant pressure. Looks like Henkel was looking for a way out of that exchange, and Scholes didn't give him an option.
Minute 24 left. Hinkle has gotten in on 2 very nice single legs, scored a takedown on one, a step on the other. Can he get back to it? Scholes seems like he's figured something out here, though.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do much now for a minute and 10, although this is what Henkel needs not to go out of bounds, as Scholes did a great job pivoting.
Split defense there from Scholes, and now Scholes reaching under the leg, and Scholes going to give up a point on the step out. It's 7-4. Still a lot of time left in this match, and
yeah, we'll see what stamina, how that plays a factor here. Right off the whistle is Henkel.
Maybe a little rolling start, but Hinkle in on that leg, going to try to come underneath. Good adjustment, now getting a little bit of height. Scholes making Hinkle carry his weight, putting a lot of pressure here, and now Scholes gets his hips back. This is much better position for Scholes. Hinkle, though, is not giving up on it. Scholes, though, looks like he may come around behind, and there it is.
Yeah, just making Henkel work for every millimeter, conceding absolutely nothing, and you just see it kind of just drained Henkel. He was close to finishing, he was taking ground, but only had so much in that one sequence. So Scholes, nice lead now, 5 points, under 30 to go.
Scholes is an absolute worker. There's a shot from Hinkle. The story is that one of the biggest problems his wrestling coaches have had with him is they can't get him to stop doing his roofing job in the summer to focus on wrestling.
Do we have an actual roofer?
We do, and he's such a worker, and you saw it pay off in that last sequence where he just wouldn't give up. Got the takedown now. Hinkle takes a shot. Scholes looking for another go behind now. Scholes try to score. Hinkle now close to the go behind, but time's gonna run out. Braden Scholes wins a stop sign in his final high school match.
He is the roofer that you don't want to see in your bracket.
He is going out on top. Gonna take that stop sign to the dorm room in Champaign, Illinois, and there's the hand raise. Braden Scholes now the second champion for Wisconsin. They're 2 for 2 so far.
That's right, 2 Wisconsin guys, and we'll see how that affects the team scores. Here's some highlight.
Well, what do you know, Spade? We got another Wisconsin wrestler coming to the big stage right now. This time it's Noah Mulvaney of Wisconsin. He is another graduate. He's headed to Bucknell in the fall, but not before trying to win a stop sign.
And not before having to wrestle Chris Moore, another guy headed to Champaign, Illinois. He's an Illinois native. He's going to wrestle in blue. And now we got another Wisconsin wrestler and another Illinois wrestler. Pennsylvania, I don't think we're going to see any more of them in the finals, but they have, I believe, wrapped up first place. As action gets underway, we'll talk about the team race a little later. Moore in the blue, green singlet versus Mulvaney in the red for Wisconsin.
Mulvaney currently number 13 in the rankings. He is the highest ranked 170-pounder in this bracket. Seen quite a few graduates in the finals this year, and it's great when they enter this tournament. So cool to see them compete one more time, and cool for the younger guys to have one more crack at beating them.
Yeah, there aren't that many tournaments that have this kind of appeal, this kind of heft to them that can draw kids out, and it's good that they're staying active. They're going to be wrestling and training and working out in the summer, getting ready for college, and what better way to get a little extra preparation than a tournament where you're going to see other guys in college as they also get to the next level.
Mulvaney warned for passivity, and there's a level change from Moore. Drove forward, but underhook from Mulvaney. And I think we're gonna see, oh man, nice little slide by attempt. Mulvaney squared up.
Again, shout out to the Illinois singlets. Lovely tessellation on them.
And now we're gonna see Moore on the clock. He'll need to score that by that 1 minute 11 second mark on your screen. Oh, that was, oh, okay. That There's no clock running. I thought that was for sure the second time they warned him. First thing must have been an attention thing, something else.
Someone's going to have to go on the clock shortly if we don't get a score. Sometimes it gets close to the end there. I think officials looking for a passivity call here.
And now they're going to warn Mulvaney for oh, there we go. There's a head pinch attempt and nothing doing. It was actually Mulvaney that was warned for passivity the first time. And now both have been warned, and now they're going to put Mulvaney on the clock. So sorry for misleading the viewers at home.
I hope you weren't misled astray too far.
We're back on track now. Minute to go. Snap. Moore, but he snapped Mulvaney right into his leg. But Moore, good adjustment since the corner. Mulvaney not giving up on it though, still has that ankle. Mulvaney trying to come up through the middle. He's back hooked the leg.
Just a few seconds to score on the clock.
So the point will go up on the board for Moore, but Mulvaney's still going to try to score this takedown or exposure. Not going to get it. 30 seconds left to go in the period. It's 1-0 for Chris Moore. Oh, wow. Nice little low double from Mulvaney. He got like all the way around to the side on the shot. Didn't take much to get the angle and go around behind it. Now he's working on a gut wrench. He's got it. It's 4-1.
Yeah, you said it with the angle as he gets another gut wrench to the side. Can Moore hold on? He's got 7 seconds to keep fighting, but
8-1. 2 more would end it. He's only got 5 seconds. 10-1. He needs another one with 2 seconds and not going to get it. So 10-1.
The Wisconsin fans want that one to count, but no, time has run out. In fact, about 4 seconds of the halftime clock as Ben Askren's fired up. He jumps on top of the stage to start talking to Mulvaney. But yeah, let's look at a replay. Maybe we get this this takedown. That was a beautiful angle that he got, Mulvaney. This was the right when he got warned for, he got the passivity warning after this. Snap, and then yeah.
That's that sequence. Moore ended up scoring as the shot clock expired, but then Mulvaney got on top and just turned, and here we go, back to action. Moore in on a shot, Mulvaney!
Oh, with authority.
Big 4-pointer, and look at him pumping his chest. He's pointing at the Askren crew. 3 for 3, Wisconsin bringing home stop signs. They got 3 more chances as well, and Noah Mulvaney super fired up.
The Wisconsin crowd erupted now that they were about to rush the stage.
Yeah, they may if they go 3 for 3 in the 195, 220, 285 at college-bound athletes, and we got 2 more coming to the mat right now. It is Tate Noctiborn coming down the stairs. Team Iowa. He's going to Iowa State next year.
Yeah.
And he has been looking outstanding. He was the favorite coming in, pretty big favorite, but his opponent, Orlando Cruz of Indiana, who you see on your screen right now, he's headed to Purdue, and he's been looking outstanding. So I'm excited for this final. Noctiborn the favorite, but Cruz, can he pull it off? We're going to find out.
Yeah, we're starting to hit the weights where you look at these guys, you go, what, high school? They're just graduating now. These are adults. But no, they're 18 years old, both of them. Cruz just turned 19 just a month ago. Yeah, they're going to be big pickups as action gets underway. Noctiborn in the red for Iowa, Cruz in the blue for Indiana. And Cruz, as you said, going to...
double leg for Noctiborn, switches to the single. Sorry to cut you off. Good action and looking for a turn. Noctiborn gets the low gut wrench. Now he's kind of coming more to a mid-level gut. Not going to get this turn, but now trying to open Cruz up. Maybe look for a trapped arm. Cruz locks his own hands to defend, and no turn, so.
Yeah, I was just going to say Cruz going to Purdue. He's a Crown Point high school graduate, and that is the pipeline you want going for Indiana. Tons of studs come out of that program.
Oh!
Head pinch, roll through for 2.
Great head pinch, and
that's tied up.
That sequence set up by Noctiborn, dropping in on a double leg and ran his face right into Orlando Cruz. And if you look at Noctiborn's face, at basically any tournament, when it gets to this part of the tournament, you're going to see You're going to see evidence of him
a little battle
shooting
damage.
those doubles. Hard collar tie. Cruz now with that lead on criteria 2-2.
Yeah, both these guys staying in state. Iowa State picking up a stud, and Purdue getting an Indianian, if that's a thing.
Shot Cruz, Noctiborin, dragged to the single leg. He hasn't finished yet, but he's close. And Cruz trying to defend. Knee hits white paddle. Now 2 confirmed, and 2 more as they go off the mat.
Wow.
4-2 and now 6-2. Tate Noctiborin. Great sequence there for him.
Yeah, Noctiborin not stopping and then using the continuation rule to get that extra turn, as he never stopped until he heard a whistle. Cruz fought hard there. You saw him try to bat that arm away, trying to climb up that leg. All they needed was the second leg and couldn't keep him at bay any longer.
Shot from Cruz. Orlando Cruz, number 15 in the country. Tate Noctiborin sitting at number 3. .49 seconds to go, first period. A lot of fun action already. Will we get any more points in the closing 42 seconds?
Yeah, Noctiborin's been a point machine. Didn't score less than 10 in any of his matches. He's 6-0, 4 10-0 shutouts, 14-2 and 12-2. His quarterfinal bout, he had a monster throw. You may have seen the pic in such hits as the results page banner picture and a highlight vid that we put out on social media channels of Noctiborin going big time air against Peyton Westphal in the quarters, but just a point scoring machine so far.
Cruz trying to take some ground here in the closing seconds, but they're going to head to the breaks. Head of the break with that 6-2 lead intact for Noctiborin. He's cornered by the big game coaches. There's Andrew Howe over there in the corner for Indiana. He's now coaching, developing athletes on the high school level after being a college coach. And here's a replay, a single leg for Noctiborin. Ran that down, and boom, nice head pinch for Orlando Cruz. And there's that turn on the edge. Good awareness by Noctiborin, and that's how we got the 6-2 second period. Here we go.
Yeah, back at it. Looked like Cruz was gonna keep things a little tighter, but then Noctiborin 2-2. It's that parterre offense. We mentioned it before. That's how you separate yourself. Cruz had a extremely good tournament, as you'd expect. He had a bunch of techs, but had a real tough 4-4 brawl with Justin Rademacher, who was ranked 10th in the nation, just to get to the finals.
Shot Noctiborin. Cruz now in that same position he was in earlier. He scored a head pinch. He can't get Noctiborin's elbow back, and now he's got a better position than he's had. Now burying his head in the side, gonna try to get the go behind. He is awarded 2 on the mat, but white paddled and 2 confirmed. 6-4 the score.
And now Noctiborin should belly out, because if he gets thrown here or something happens, his feet to back, he doesn't gain anything. He may not have known that he gave up 2. That's my guess. He just figured it out now.
I think he looked at the corner and was wondering if they should throw the brick, and they said, no, let's just wrestle. Probably a wise decision. 2 minutes left in the match.
Yeah, that could be a big swing, but there's a lot of risk on those.
Noctiborin posting, little thumb block on the throat. Cruz coming forward hard, snap. .90 seconds to go. Orlando Cruz, a takedown away, but Noctiborin fires off a shot. Locked on a single leg.
Those long arms locked around that leg, and they can chew up some clock if nothing else. Although Noctiborin comes up with it, gonna do cartwheel with it. There's the 4, impressive 4-point move. And now he leads by 6, putting on a show.
Not that big clean double like he got yesterday, or big clean throw like he got yesterday, but guess what? It's 4 points nonetheless.
Yeah.
It still looked cool going out of bounds.
Yeah, maybe not textbook, but looked cool, like you said. Gave the fans something to cheer about. I enjoyed it.
Minute to go, 10-4.
I find sometimes the moves that are a little more creative, that are a little less textbook, that can be the most fun to watch. For me, something you got to make up on the spot.
For me, it's all about the memories that I make along the way. 40 seconds, Noctiborn takes a shot. 35 seconds left.
Yeah, Cruz battling hard, but he's got a lot of points now in just 31 seconds. 6 plus that 4-point move means if he doesn't score a 4, 3 2-points won't do it.
Noctiborn in a little bit of prevent defense mode now, just kind of in his stance. Hands down, and Cruz needs a takedown, a turn, or a fall. Noctiborn circling.
Yeah, you can see the adrenaline starting to get into him. He wants the stop sign.
And he's going to get it. Tate Noctiborn, 3 big claps. He wanted the stop sign last year, didn't get it, came back, and his last match as a high school student gets the stop sign. We've seen it before, we see it again here, and Noctiborn getting the award. Good for him. We're going to have some highlights coming at you here pretty soon. There were plenty of them in Spey. Let's see. The one
just a junior, ranked #1, and here he comes. We got another Wisconsin wrestler.
His opponent, Jersey Rob. Before you see him on the screen, if you're at home, take a guess what state he's from.
Oh, if his name is Jersey, then, it's got to be New Jersey, of course.
You would think, but look at this. He's from Oklahoma. Jersey Rob of Oklahoma.
And I learned Jersey, that's a cattle term, no?
Okay, I believe you're right. And there you go on your screen. You
unfamiliar
see
to me, but
Connor Mirasola of Wisconsin. Wisconsin's 4th finalist of the day. Jersey Rob of Oklahoma in the blue. Action underway. Jersey Rob, super powerful. I believe has some judo in his background, and so capable of some big throws. And shot, good re-attack there. Mirasola gets to the leg, gets the takedown. Mirasola with a gut wrench, goes to the other side on the edge, gonna get 2. It's 4-0. It says 3-0 on the screen.
They got it up there.
I think it should be 4. Okay, there we go. Back to action.
Yeah, Mirasola just beastly there. He's been just mowing down the competition. 10-0s and an 11-0. But that's it. Unscored upon. 61-0 is how he's gone through this tournament.
Connor Mirasola, big-time recruit, class of 2024. He's going to Penn State. Jersey Rob heading to Oklahoma State in the fall.
Yeah, Jersey Rob also dominant. He's gotten 1 pin and 5 techs. And he's outscored his opponents 64-0. So the first points Jersey Rob gave up at this tournament were just now right in front of us and right on your computer / mobile phone / TV screen.
Connor Mirasola
or tablet
earned that #1 ranking by taking out former #1 Max McAnally, a U17 world medalist. If he earns this victory and the golden ticket to who's #1, there's a pretty good chance he end up wrestling his teammate, AWA teammate Aiden Sinclair, who's #1.
That AWA club is doing pretty good. Just objectively speaking, looking at these Fargo results, hard to argue that.
Left side collar tie, Mirasola, and now a minute left to go in the first period. Mirasola's takedown, if you remember, was a re-attack off the shot from Rob. See if Mirasola opened Rob up enough to get to his own takedown. Jersey Rob, shorter, low stance, pretty compact, and getting through a guy like that can be challenging.
Yeah, this is one of those matchups where you just see so much power on both guys. It's like, how can any part give? How can anyone not just overpower the other? And that's why they wrestle.
These two did wrestle at junior duels. It was Jersey Rob winning that one.
And that wasn't that long ago.
No, that was in June. Short time left here in the first 10 seconds. Shot, Mirasola. Fake there from Jersey Rob, and they're gonna head to the break with Mirasola leading 4-0.
And that's Max Askren in the corner.
Here comes a look at Mirasola's takedown and turn. Your screens right now, and there's that shot from Rob. Nice re-attack. Mirasola in on the leg, gets the takedown, and before they could go out of bounds, he locks up that gut wrench. Methodical about it, he got the turn. That's how we got to 4-0, and now we got a second period.
Second period, and shouts to, I believe it's Hardell Moore in the corner. He's got great towel work, great t-shirt work. Keeping his guys dry and cool. Team Oklahoma.
Underhook from Rob. Mirasola cleared out of there. It's not where you want to be. Mirasola wrist controlling now, gets to a double leg, switches to a single on the edge, looking to trip, and gonna get two as they go out of bounds. One offered, two confirmed. 6-0, Connor Mirasola in the lead.
Yeah, another just super solid technically, good attack, and wow, re-attack almost getting it done for Mirasola. But when a guy that big and that strong is able to hit moves that precisely, it almost looks not fair. He just cuts right through you. And Rob, as you mentioned, I mean, he doesn't win over him, and he's got all the accolades. So you're dealing with another supreme caliber, high-level wrestler.
Yeah, that last sequence was really nice. Rob with the shot, Mirasola the re-attack, and then Rob almost had a knee slide to keep that back foot from the clutches of Mirasola. Mirasola looks ankle pick. Rob comes back, hard tie, and level change there from Jersey Rob. Another one. And now he's in deep. Wow, nice job, Mirasola, forcing that head underneath.
And the speed at which he knew he needed to force that head on the inside to now wrestle to a stalemate, that was impressive wrestling IQ. Jersey Rob set that shot up beautifully, fake one side, attack the other, but Mirasola wasn't having it.
Most of the time, Jersey Rob gets that deep on a high crotch. The question is, am I going to give up 2 or 4? Not for Mirasola. He leads 6-0, minute 22 left in the match. Jersey Rob trying to find an opening. He's putting fakes together, looking for drags. Posts, looks for that high crotch towards the edge. Mirasola going to get another point on the step out. It's 7-0.
Yeah, great IQ. Mirasola giving ground when he needs to, and then spins around in the attack from Rob, and then he's in position to shoot him out of bounds, and that's what he did.
Shot Mirasola, and he's going to get another point on the step out, and they're going to offer another caution in 1.
And confirmed.
And that's going to end the match. It's going to be 10-0. Connor Mirasola makes it 4 for 4 so far for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin not slowing down. How about Team Whiskey?
Number 1, Mirasola remains number 1. There's the flex. Here comes the hat. Here comes the stop sign. And Wisconsin's run in the finals is unbelievable. They're not going to win the team title, but
no,
they are so far 4 for 4. They can win 2 more. It's crazy.
Pennsylvania will win.
All right, 220-pounders coming to the mat. Cody Merrill of California coming to the mat. He won this tournament last year in a loaded 195-pound bracket. He is back to try to win another stop sign. He's only competed a handful of times between last year and this year, dealing with injury and I think maybe some other things, and he is trying to take home another stop sign in his way. Cole Mirasola, we just saw his twin brother Connor get it done. Cole Mirasola sitting at number 2 in the rankings, but probably a little bit of an underdog against Merrill, unranked due to inactivity, but
in the pound for pound still.
And the pound for pound still, and a guy with a lot of really good wins last year.
No one's been able to stop Wisconsin. Yeah, this kind of feels like, I mean, fittingly, because Mirasola is going to Penn State, but like those Penn State finals at NCAAs when they just keep winning and no one can stop them. That's got that Wisconsin feel right now.
Merrill looking for a head pinch. He's been so dynamic all tournament long. Has not wrestled anybody of Mirasola's caliber, but this is a really exciting, pretty evenly matched bout. Hard tie there from Mirasola. They're going to warn him for passivity. His first warning.
Yeah, those hands, they would, from both wrestlers, lay waste to a regular person walking down the street. But these guys are world-class athletes, so they're able to withstand it, and they got to take it just as good as they give it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But those are some heavy clubs, man. You can hear them.
Shot from
pretty
Merrill.
little snatch single.
Merrill gets the takedown, and he is going to look to advance to a turn, and he gets the gut wrench once.
Wow, that looks smooth. We got a challenge brick from Mirasola's corner.
Merrill trying to get another gut wrench. Mirasola defending. They're going to come up, and they're going to take a look at this sequence. And they're challenged for illegal hold. I think they're going to say that Mirasola brought that, when he bent the leg, brought that foot to the outside. I don't know exactly what they're saying, but we'll take another look at it.
We'll see what was illegal, if anything.
You'll be the judge of that.
Brings it up. And bent leg.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's illegal.
That looked like a lot of moves I've seen before. If that's illegal, then some repertoires have to change and some moves have to come out of their arsenal. But we'll see. You never know. We might have missed something. The officials are going to take a good long look at it on the replay.
Cody Merrill's tournament, 12-0, 12-0, 11-0, 11-0, 10-0. He leads 4-0 right now. Cole Mirasola, 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, 10-0, 8-4 against Cody Merrill's brother, Kobe. And then a crazy 12-11 semifinal with former Fargo champ, Cash Henderson of Utah. And now we're back underway.
Yeah, so
5-0 lead for Merrill.
Failed challenge. The Wisconsin corner wasn't happy about it. We'll have to try to get a clarification to see what everybody would have missed from the Wisconsin guys later, but 5-point lead halfway through the first period.
Mirasola trailed 4-0 to Cody Merrill's brother Kobe yesterday in the quarterfinals, was able to score 8 straight. And now Merrill to a single leg. He's got it elevated. This is a good position for Cody Merrill. He's going to drop for the takedown. It's 7-0.
And he doesn't try for the bent leg this time, just a straight gut.
Going to come back to their feet. Mentioned in the last match that Cody Merrill, or excuse me, that Connor Mirasola was going to get a golden ticket to who's number 1, and either one of these guys will get one if they win, whoever wins. Shot Mirasola, a little drag attempt. Merrill.
So who's number 1 ticket on the line? And you got both wrestlers with a brother that was here at Fargo. You got to keep all the names straight. A lot of Connor versus Cody, and then Cole versus Kobe.
No, Connor wrestled both Kobe and Cody. Oh, no, sorry, Cole did. Cole wrestled both Cody and Kobe.
There you go. See, eventually we got there.
We got it. We said all the names, and we eventually got it right. 23 seconds left in the period. We got some blood coming from Cody Merrill's nose. And if you're Cole Mirasola, you don't like seeing this blood or any stoppage, knowing that Merrill hasn't competed in quite some time. The more you can make pace a factor, the better, but blood is blood.
Blood is blood. As they say, nothing thicker than that. As Merrill gets...
Oh, wow.
A little plug.
Big 4-pointer over there for Michael Mako and the 16U mat. That last name sounds familiar. It should.
One of the Olympians we mentioned earlier.
He foot swept Andrew Spey many times.
Yeah, my good friend Steve. Steve Mako, 08 Olympian, probably in the corner over there, and then Ben Askren, 08 Olympian, in the corner here on mat 1. Olympians everywhere. You see him at Fargo. The stars are out.
Mirasola picking up that hand fight, and going to have to try to find a solution here for Merrill.
Oh, And speaking of Olympians, Daniel Cormier in the corner. We got triples of the Olympians.
That is crazy. We got 3 Olympians in 3 out of 4 corners right now have an Olympian. And look at that over there on the 16U mat. It's Michael Mako. On our mat, though, we got a highlight. Here's Cody Merrill in on the single leg, advancing up the body and getting that turn.
Yeah, Merrill looks like he's a full-size 220, but he hasn't lost any speed. And he's been able to translate that size into points. 7-0, 3 more minutes on the board. Can Mirasola come back? This is the 5th of 6 Wisconsinites.
Mirasola caught a finger to the eye and making sure it's still there. It is.
It's not going anywhere.
250. Mirasola level change now. Swipes at that leg. Mirasola really heavy on the head. I think he wants to make pace a factor. Now Mirasola looked for that shot. Merrill close to a re-attack. Mirasola just has not been able to open up Merrill. Close to the attack there, and there's a re-attack now. Merrill gets around behind. If he can get 4, he'll end it, but he's gonna get 2 instead. It's 9-0. Cody Merrill got a turn earlier. Can he get another one? He looks for the gut wrench. He's going to his right, and Mirasola tries to defend, but not gonna be able to. Cody Merrill.
How about that?
Runs back to the center, puts his hand out. He wants the handshake. He's ready to move on, and now he's.
I don't know if that was
to the
planned
other
or
side.
what. That was ridiculous.
It might have been. Cody Merrill.
It looked like he was doing a little dance move.
Back to back Fargo champ. There he is, Cody Merrill. He was impressive in his return to competition.
And we got Daniel Cormier putting it on the gram.
Mirasola has match. It's a rematch. It's Aiden Ateo. You see him right there in the red. He's from Idaho, from Bora, Idaho. He's going to be taking on Coy Hopke, who will be on your screen momentarily. And Hopke, the last of the Wisconsin wrestlers in the finals. They're 4 for 5 right now, with the opportunity to be 5 for 6. But there he is, Coy Hopke. Hopke was ranked significantly ahead of Ateo. Then they met at the US Open, and there you go, you see him on your screen, Aiden Ateo in the red and Hopke in the blue. They met at the US Open. Ateo teched him, made quick work of him, and we'll see Ateo gonna try to do it again. Hopke, can he make the adjustments?
So you see Ateo.
I'm curious to find out.
Yeah, Hopke's got the height advantage. Ateo short, but the amount of power he's able to generate with that the lower midsection, the haunches, is unbelievable. I think when he pivots his hips, he could move a whole mountain, the whole Fargo Dome if he wanted to.
So it's Aiden Ateo in the red, Coy Hopke in the blue. Ateo, Idaho, Hopke, Wisconsin. And Hopke taking some ground, looks for a drag. Ateo, good positioning, but he still has a foot in the zone. Hopke taking some ground now. Hopke, hard snap. You get the feeling Hopke has game planned for Ateo more than he did in their first meeting. Ateo trying to pummel in. Ateo, a senior, he's going to Oregon State next year. Hopke will be a senior next year, and he's headed to Minnesota in 2024. And oh my goodness, big arm spin for Ateo. This guy is so savvy in freestyle and Greco, and Ateo looking for a gut wrench. He's got it.
Yeah, this man is a U20 bronze medalist overseas, and those are hard to come by for Americans. International guys, a lot of the Europeans focus on Greco to a larger degree, but Ateo has cracked the code. Let's look at this arm throw.
Yeah, great arm throw, and we are back to action. It's 6-0 for Ateo, the arm throw and the gut wrench. Mentioned he's got that international medal. Coy Hopke, a U17 world champion. So neither of these guys slouches. They are highly accomplished heavyweights.
Yeah, it used to be much more rare to see age-level medals in the U.S. system. U17 and U20 medals, you'd have won a tournament. Now it's almost automatic. You'd be disappointed if you didn't have a handful of golds. Team USA is competing for team titles every tournament they enter. the talent keeps going up and up and up, and part of that is on display here, as you mentioned. 2 world medalists.
Ateo currently at number 2 in the country, Hopke number 3, and now an over-under position. This probably favors Ateo, and he, man, just quick movements that get big reactions. Ateo moving forward on the edge. Hopke controlled the wrist. Ateo gets that big underhook. And now coming towards the edge, gonna get the step out.
Now when you're able to take ground from a guy like Hopke, very large, very powerful, but Ateo cutting off all his angles of escape, and he can't go forward, and he ends up going out of bounds. So another point for Ateo.
Underhook Ateo, and Hopke trying to control the wrist on the opposite side. Now switches to an over-under position. Ateo taking ground. Hopke underhook, looks to snap. Not much of a reaction out of Ateo. Ateo driving Hopke forward. Oh, now Hopke gets around behind, and gonna be 1 for Hopke.
Avoids the shutout.
Yeah, I wondered if we'd see a caution at 1 since Hopke was in such good position to potentially get more than 1, but just the 1.
It's interesting you see Ateo, a Greco-Roman. I don't know if he would consider himself a specialist, but he certainly does thrive in Greco-Roman competitions. But he goes for a leg there kind of for the first time, and that's when Hopke was able to effectively counter him.
7-1 the score at the break for Aiden Ateo.
And Hopke trying to get Wisconsin another champ. It would be their 5th. Already Wisconsin will have the most champions. They will double up the next state as far as stop signs. In the junior division, got to look at the 16U, but Illinois has 2, Iowa has 2, PA has 2, and Wisconsin has 4. They can add 1 more, or Idaho could get their first championship. Either way, Idaho getting their first finalist here, or they got their first finalist when Ateo won in the semis.
Second period underway, 7-1. Ateo leads Hopke. Hopke with the impetus to score. He's got to find his way to some points, and Ateo, a tough guy, and there's a shot. Hopke going double leg, and Hopke gets the ankles. This is his best attack yet. Ateo put a lot of pressure on, and wow, Hopke didn't go over.
The amount of force on that neck as Ateo was trying to force him over.
Good adjustment by Hopke. He's going to bring this single leg up and going to get the takedown. Coy Hopke now with a leg lace, and it slips out. Good takedown though, hard earned and really low level attack. Got to the ankles, and that's exactly what Hopke needed.
Yeah, 7-3, time to work, but having given up a 4, Hopke needs more than just 2 twos. Means he's gonna have to work a little bit more.
2 minutes left. Shot, Hopke gets a good angle on it, collects that second ankle, but Ateo, oh my goodness, I think he may get 2 on the exposure. They didn't give it to him, and now they're gonna give it to him. Ateo gets 2, and Ateo may just go right back to that lock, and sure enough, that's what he does. It's 9-3 Ateo. There was 2 offered for Hopke from the judge. I don't even know if anybody saw it. It wasn't even white paddled.
I know someone who saw it.
Yeah, sorry, I mean the other officials.
Yeah, not that counter from Ateo. I don't think I've ever seen that before. His ankles were basically together, and he just jumped to the other. He sat down and went backwards.
But Hopke now quick finish, 9-5, and he's figured something out. He may just go right back to that and looking for the trapped arm is Hopke. And this is the kind of match that you would expect between 2 age-level world medalists.
Yeah, nobody backing down. No quarter ass, none given. 70 seconds. Hopke needs another, once again, still needs 2 scores plus 1 or a 4-pointer. Ateo going right at him. Hopke slips his grip.
Nice adjustment. Hopke gets the finish. It's 9-7.
Right finish.
Yeah, the corner wants him to pick it up.
If he can get a turn, he needs to torque it back to his left.
There it is. Hopke trying to settle in for the fall.
He's got 40 seconds, lots of time.
Aiden Ateo fighting hard, and he doesn't have much left. Hopke gonna settle in. Corey Hopke looking for the fall. Is he gonna get it? He's close. The official shaking his head no, and there it is. Corey Hopke comes from behind.
Corey Hopke.
He is
no fear.
Fired up. Wisconsin going nuts. Hopke by fall comes from behind, gives Wisconsin 5 Fargo champs out of 6 attempts. Hand raised for Hopke. Huge comeback win.
So that's going to haunt Ateo. He was right there, so close, but credit to Hopke. And one more highlight reel, and Hopke certainly delivered.
Hopke, wow, what a match.
Sign.
Incredible, incredible match.